Good morning, guys. This is our favorite local butcher here, Will. I'm going to show you how I break down this rump here. So yeah, the first thing we're going to do here, make sure we get our nice tools here. Got to get a sharp knife. Nick in the back, he's back there working on a hog, but we're going to show me today and save him for another day probably. So we take that little tendon off back here. It's nice. Just get it out of the way here. We're going to trim off some of that outside fat. It just helps me see those lines in the middle there. Well, the lines underneath. So that's connective tissue in there. Yeah, let's trim all that off. Get out of the way here. Trim off some more. Yeah, see, these are those lines I was talking about. Those lines are pretty much what they are. They separate the muscles. So on the back of that muscle there, on this rump, you have your eye of round, your bottom round roast, top round, that's your London broils, good for jerky and stuff like that. Let me bring you in here to show you a little bit closer here. Yeah, so you see those lines, see how I could just separate the meat from that fat there. There's like that papery, thin connective tissue. Get a closer look here. Yeah, and then it just pulls apart. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow my knife with those lines and touch just the paper, like that connective tissue almost. Follow the fat line there. Get it figured out, and then we'll separate this and show you kind of, guys, what meat shows up from there. Thanks. Enjoy watching the rest of the video. Okay guys, back again real quick. So this is just the start here, this little peeled back piece here. That's the start of the bottom round. You can tell as I pull away that, like I said before, there's just that connective tissue that's holding it together to the muscle underneath there. So I pull a little bit aside, see just how it breaks apart so easy. So I'm just gonna get my knife in there, cut it up, get that bottom round pulled out. Pop you guys back over here while I get to work. Let's just see what happens after that. these last two cuts here. And here we go. Pull that bad boy out. That is your bottom round, also known as your rump roast. Usually it's what I put in the case as a rump roast. Use this for jerky, for stew meat too. Pretty versatile piece of meat either. So get that cut aside, and I'm gonna move on to the next one here. Get your shell in there. So it just cleans out. There's not really much meat left. So this next piece over on that side was the eye of round. I just kind of get in the middle here and just kind of break down that last bit of fat in there to pull the eye of round out here. So we'll get your back aside here. That's the eye of round right there. We'll get your back put aside here, and I'll get cutting on that. Enjoy the view. Alright guys, coming up on the end of this one here with this cut. Again, just push that knife on that little connective tissue is what I'm doing here. It just pulls off a little tiny bit of that fat. Easy cut here through. Cut through. Check for any little bits is connected. One little cut, and here we go. Go. Big ol' eye around here. So this is a super lean roast. I mean, you want to cook this. People can use it sometimes for a leaner steak, like a chip steak. Cut it real thin. You could cook it really fast. Gets a nice steak flavor, nice beefy flavor. We could do a little eye of round roast. It's really up to you, but it's a nice lean cut of meat to utilize there. So now we're gonna get looking in here, just figuring out where that bone falls, because on the one side is gonna be the sirloin tip, and the other side will be the top round. So I'm gonna get in here, start working on following that bone, and we'll show you guys what happens next. Alright, back again. If you could see, I'm just following that bone. That's the femur bone connected up to the hippo top here. Where the hand without the knife is at, that's the hip bone up in there. So just follow that bone, and one of the mentors I see and I've watched a lot, his saying is red is bread. So stay close to the bone, you always keep the dough. You know, it's a really funny way to say though, but what I'm doing is just staying as close to that bone as possible. Make sure I'm getting every last bit of meat off of there. So here you go, sirloin tip. This one's a really nice cut. It's a little bit less than the sirloin price-wise, but it's got the same sirloin taste to it. So very versatile as a steak option. If you're doing stroganoff, your steak tips, that's really what you wanna. It's really what you want to use. And then I'll show you a video here. This little clip of the bone. Keep it as close to the bone as possible. That's your hip bone in there. Socket actually right there. So you just follow that bone, and that'll get you the rest of the cuts in there. Down at the bottom there, that's your shin bone. It's where a lot of good marrow bones come from, this section too. So if you're doing beef stock, beef bone broth, this is the bones you want to use really. All right, I'm gonna get back in here, finish the rest of these cuts, and let you guys see what ends up happening here. shot going on here. So got that bone, that's the hip bone I'm pushing up with my other hand, and just let the knife kind of glide through the bone here. Stick as close to that bone as possible, leaving as much meat as I can on that top loin, which is what's falling off. Alright, now I'm finishing up that connective little tendon in there. Push pressure on one arm, follow the little line there with my knife. See, it breaks apart. You can see my hand kind of falls out there. And here we go. This one's real big. I mean, this is the top loin here. It's a messy cut at first, but once you clean it up, it's super nice for jerky. A nice lean roast. Cook it nice and slow. It's gonna turn out really great, guys. These are all things that we carry down in our cases. Show you the final product here on this. Cut the bone, that top bone, I guess. Yeah, so there's you can see right how it kind of moves there. There's a little thing down here. It's called the heel. It's not actually the heel of the animal, it's just what they call it. Actually, what you're looking at here is the knee. So take that knee, we'll get that cut aside. That's a really good spot for those your femur bone, which is good for those bone broths that I was talking about earlier. So I'll just cut alongside here and take that apart, and that'll be the end of that. Get some shanks down from the bottom there and call the rump done. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you.